He's on a yellow card. And the last thing that Arena wants to do is go down a man, so Michael Stevens will replace Bex, who's played in 3 of the last 4 opportunities he's had here when LA's visited New England. So Revs fans have gotten their fill of Bex since he's joined the league after the disappointment in 2007 when he's injured and didn't play.
Yeah, and I think he had a lot of critics and a lot of people in the press going at him for making that decision to miss Wednesday's game and take off to go play in England for Gary Neville's testimonial. But tonight, I think he did himself right. And Bruce Arena, to be fair to Bruce Arena, he talked about resting veteran players. I think he's proved that by keeping Juan Pablo Angel at home.
Failhaber looking for Lekic. Virgil all the way back. Chalosky gets it down. Joseph now. Failhaber can pick up his head here. Cuts it on Juninho. Drives to the top of the D. Continues his run. Left-footed shot. Not a lot of purchase on it. And an easy save in the end for Donovan Ricketts.
Yeah, a lot of static runners at the top of the 18-yard box. We talked about Rajko Lekic doesn't necessarily like to be that point guy that bodies in, takes the hit from behind, win those aerial battles. He was pushed out to the left-hand side of the flank. Kevin Alston had already run into space. He didn't get that initial ball. So for the New England Revolution, now they're trying to create on an individual basis as opposed to really moving that ball and pulling the LA Galaxy out defensively.
Coming up on Comcast Sportsnet, Chevrolet Sportsnet Central gets you up to date on the top stories of the day, including the Bruins, the Red Sox, the Celtics, the Revolution, and all the New England teams. Chevrolet Sportsnet Central begins at 10:30 tonight, only on Comcast Sportsnet Central. Revs win it back. Here's Nyasi. Reese sends it along. Gonzalez got underneath his header, gets a second chance at it. Ranging is Joseph to cut out that pass and go all the way back to his goalkeeper. Minute 81, the Revs need a leveler here. Down by a goal. They've trailed since minute 69. And David Beckham set up Miguel Lopez for the Argentinians' first Major League Soccer goal. The Revs have had their chances, especially in the opening 15-20 minutes of this game. A well-managed match by Bruce Arena's men since that point, but the Revs certainly capable of getting a tying goal.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they've proven that they can get in behind and create opportunities for themselves.
Joseph crashes in. 2 LA players down, writhing in pain as it's cleared out to midfield. Virgil sends it forward, and at least one of those players is really struggling. The diminutive Juninho clutching his knee. And he's going to get medical attention. Omar Gonzalez is up and walking it off.
Well, the one thing that the LA Galaxy do well is really look to attack the ball. Lekic didn't really do anything whatsoever as De La Garza goes down on the back door. And it was a challenge from Shaw Reed Joseph, just catching a piece of Omar Gonzalez. But tonight's a perfect example of what the Los Angeles Galaxy do well. That's keep simple possession, that's bringing the outside backs overlapping, a lot of playing, a lot of movement, and they wear opponents down. If you're defending against a team like LA Galaxy, constantly chasing, constantly checking, turning, making sure you stay with your runs, fatigue becomes an issue, regardless of it's your first game of the week or it's your third game of the week. Bruce Arena's done a fantastic job managing the minutes so far from this team. And this is a team that, quite frankly, is a victim of its own success. 14 matches so far this season, the most in Major League Soccer. It's going to be a heavy summer with friendlies. Still have the 2011 U.S. Open Cup, as well as group play in CONCACAF Champions League. To me, that'll be the biggest test for the LA Galaxy. How does that man, Bruce Arena, deal with 6 matches in CONCACAF Champions League, travel within the MLS schedule, and really figure out how to get maximum results? He's really put himself in a great place heading into a long, long summer.
Well, you talked about Juan Pablo Angel being left back in LA. He starts, Chad Barrett doesn't use him for the full 90 minutes. Beckham comes back from England, gets a good shift in, and the squad depth for LA, it's strong, and that can be the difference between the top teams and the rest of the pack in MLS is that bench depth. And in weeks like the Revs also play 3 games in 8 days here. Admittedly, a slightly different scenario, but right now it's LA who look fresher.
Yeah, well, and it's an interesting dynamic if you think about it. If you break it down to an even deeper form, for the LA Galaxy, 2 designated players. So the roster has to be manipulated in more of a mindful way with the salary cap. Bruce Arena's brought in...
But the refs, to be fair, have 2 max players.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
But for LA, they brought in 13 new players this season, and they still figured out a way to be top of the table in Major League Soccer. I think New England, they're still trying to figure out what's their best 11, what's their best look. Is it a 4-3-3, a 4-5-1?
Well, and a lot of it is injuries, too. You have Ousmane Dabo taking up some salary room, and he was expected to be a starter. Marco Perovic, your 2010 team MVP, has been sidelined with a knee injury, and Didier Domi hasn't been at full fitness.
Well, and what a different team the New England Revolution would be with Dabo really pulling the strings alongside Benny Feilhaber and Shaw Joseph. Perovic absolutely can pair up and be a very, very effective offensive threat playing off of Rajko Lekic.
Well, we're back to play here, and that took us from the 82nd minute halfway through the 85th now. See Juninho walking gingerly. Arena is out of substitutes, so 10 men on the field for the LA Galaxy. Pumped along by Ricketts as LA tries to see this out and get their 4th straight victory. The homestanding Revolution before a 2-game road trip. Very much love to get an equalizer and leverage themselves back into this contest.
Yeah, and the immediate adjustment for the LA Galaxy right now is to have Michael Stevens and Chris Birchall play centrally. Landon Donovan drops in. Paulo Cardoso goes for a forward position to more in the right midfield position.
Tierney back to Barnes. Drops it into the box. Feilhaber's header. He didn't get a lot of power on it, and it will register as a shot on goal, but an easy save for big Donovan Ricketts, Jamaica international. He looks so composed in there and is really an intimidating figure. That's a rainmaker punt. The other end of the field. Soares jousting with Lopez. Free kick to New England. They'll start from the back. Joseph, one of the better long passers in the league, slides it for Schalowski. First time wide for Alston. Alston an extra touch to get it back to Joseph. His delivery intended for Lekic, who gets up, gets ahead to it, but didn't get it into the goal mouth. And Ricketts will claim it.
I like New England, the fact that they've recognized that obviously Juninho's off the field. They're committing numbers forward. Seniniasi coming up the right-hand side. Chris Tierney a little bit higher on the left, but for me, Benny Feilhaber is now just playing underneath Lekic and Schalowski. That's something that the New England Revolution need to be successful.
Juninho's on the field, but with a hitch in his gait. Birchall drives to the corner. Alston kept his feet and defended well. Now Nyasi. Correa. Joseph calling for it. Instead, it's curled long. Correa. Shawry will be frustrated with that as it's intercepted. Franklin taking over for the Galaxy. Minute 87. The Revs need a goal. Here's Cardozo for LA. Long range. Beaten away by Reese on the save. Now Franklin's into the box. Soares intercepts and slides it clear. Michael Stevens takes over and plays Lopez, who used an arm. Free kick New England.
Well, Paulo Cardoso just creates a little space for himself. Left foot shot, gets all of it. Matt Reese just forced to parry that one to his left. You can see the young left foot, just eyes to the left side of the net. Matt Reese not make any mistake, no risk, just push it out.
Revs gave the ball away cheaply, and it's LA again. Soares with the bump on Lopez. Michael Stevens. Revs need to win the ball back. Cardozo pops it. Now player down and shaken up. It appears to be Feilhaber. Slide tackle Soares. Schalowski crashing through. Revs have a man down. Play continues. Donovan decides not to get into a foot race with Alston. Player down. It appears to be Benny Feilhaber clutching his ankle on the eve of his return to the U.S. national team.
Yeah, and obviously the gray area in FIFA fair play. If it's a head injury, referee will immediately blow the whistle, kill the play. But if it's more of an ankle, a leg, whatever it may be, referee's going to wait for the ball to go out of bounds or to it's a point where it's not going to affect the play. Another look. Feilhaber goes in. See if he went over. Yep. Oh, that's what you never want to see. You can just see how his ankle buckles over. And from experience, not only on the field, but from the booth, when you see players go down like that, you can just feel it. Just that look of the ankle going up and over. Awkward challenge, nothing behind it, just as his body coming back down.
Well, Bob Bradley will be looking on with concern as well. Feilhaber, a playmaker for the U.S. national team, and his form for the Revs, good enough to get him called back in. No way to speculate on the severity of that, but Sean Kupiec, Revs head athletic trainer, out. And Benny, you can see the frustration, even as the adrenaline's probably kicked in there. Yeah. It's just, when it goes over that far, no matter how fit you are, you stretch something.
Unfortunately, you're absolutely correct. And with his eyes on Gold Cup and kind of being back in Major League Soccer, proving his ability after being over in Europe for so many years, you know, this is a player that needs the opportunity to prove himself underneath Bob Bradley. You know, in the big scheme of things, this isn't a World Cup. This isn't a last match before going away for an incredible tournament that you want to be a part of. But this is this Gold Cup is a very, very important tournament to U.S. soccer in general. This is the qualifier that'll get you into a Confederations Cup. And we saw in 2009 how important the Confed Cup was in South Africa for the United States heading into the World Cup in 2010.
90th minute here. Final seconds of normal time. The Revs trail by a goal, as they have since the 69th minute. And Miguel Lopez finished off a David Beckham cross from deep. Sprayed wide for Tierney by Soares. Franklin reads it perfectly. Sends it the other way. 5 minutes of stoppage time, so the Revs have a little bit of a lifeline here. It's off of Correa. Now Soares. Schalowski undercut Gonzalez. No whistle. And Reese will be out of his box.
Yeah, you just saw that shot of Benny Feilhaber going down the stairs into the locker room. It's not good. Let's put it that way. That's not what you want to see.
That's sending him for an X-ray. Here's Lekic trying to make something out of nothing. The Revs pick it up again. Correa. Now Alston floated cross looking for Lekic, who goes up, collides with Ricketts. The shot cleared off the line. Joseph tries to get onto the ball. Now here's Nyasi. He crosses. It's off the crossbar. No goal. Now Joseph. Can the Revs scramble it home? No. No goal signaled. Nyasi saying it's over. The referees say no. No goal. Everything but the kitchen sink thrown at the goal, and the Revs can't pound it home.
And that comes down to two amazing defensive plays by the LA Galaxy. AJ De La Garza and Landon Donovan. You see the buildup. Good ball put into a dangerous spot. Half opportunity, great athletic save from AJ De La Garza, but it's the second ball. Recycled run, and watch the touch. Landon Donovan, right place, right time. We talk about what he does offensively. Watch Donovan, top of the six. Watch the recovery. Gets in, that ball's going in. And the assistant referee for the second time tonight got it absolutely correct.
Full credit to the AR. Looked like the right call. Here come the Revs again. Nyasi against Donovan. Couldn't get the touch past, just enough of a cushion given by the 30-year-old against the speedy 22-year-old Gambian. As we are into the 3rd minute of 5 added on to the end of the second half. A thrilling sequence there, but not the desired result for New England, who then sloppily give away the throw-in.
That's incredible when things are going right for you as a team. You're getting the results despite being on the road, being in the midst of 3 matches in 7 days. The LA Galaxy, just those little things, right place, right time, staying tuned in, making sure that you drop back in, cover the backside of your goalkeeper, De La Garza and Landon Donovan. Incredible, incredible saves.
Offside. Reese. Revs need to get this forward. Here's Joseph. Looking for Schalowski. That's a good pass, but it's read well by De La Garza. A race for the second ball. Nyasi skims it through. Flag goes up. Offside, Schalowski.
Yeah, Zach Schalowski couldn't get back in an onside position. Santa Nyasi just showing his speed, pushing the pace, forcing Todd Donovan to face backwards. As that ball came back in, Schalowski just on the wrong side of the defense.
Barnes header. Burchell is first to it. Maria couldn't win it back for New England. Minute and a half to go here in Foxborough. Stevens got forward. Barnes won it. Puts it down the line where Lopez recovers for LA. Revs made 1 or 2 trips up the field left. They had a sequence of really 3 great chances about 2 minutes ago. They could not capitalize. Gonzalez with another head ball win. Not a great touch by Tierney, who's had a good night.
Yeah, for the LA Galaxy at this stage of the match, just clear the ball. It's not about possession. It's about giving your team an opportunity to step up as a unit, make and clear a ton of space between yourself and your goalkeeper, Donovan Ricketts.
Lekic thought he was fouled. The Revs will take the throw in, and Lekic, Joseph, Shalosky get into the box. A little over 30 seconds to go here. Barnes with the task of getting this long. It's a line drive, flick on by Joseph. Drops in the area, cleared by LA. Do the Revs have one more build-up left before full time. Alston with an athletic play. Wins it back, pumped long by Barnes. Now Korea, Nyasi takes a touch, step over, drives it, no. Now a cross. The header by Tierney, while it was Franklin who bravely went up to win it for LA, and that should see this game out for the Galaxy.
Great positioning from Sean Franklin, uses his springs, gets up, wins that header on the back door against Chris Tierney.
Cardozo does well to hold it. Landon Donovan one-on-one with Alston. Plays Cardozo, might have a go here, he does, saved by Reese. And that is the last play of the game, the full-time whistle. The Revs lose 1-0. Exciting game. The Revs had spells where they played beautiful soccer, but in the end, the LA Galaxy had more possession.
And possession did fall in favor of the LA Galaxy. Clear-cut opportunities falling in favor of the home side, New England Revolution. The difference, one mistake. Right place, right time for Miguel Lopez. And that's the difference, as the LA Galaxy take 9 points from 3 games in just 7 days.
Absolutely, it's their 4th straight victory, 2nd straight loss for the Revs, who